Certainly, that's a disappointing loss. That was hard. Appreciate our fans. They showed up and they did their part, and we didn't finish it. We listen. Credit to those guys over there. They came in and they took that game and they earned it, and we didn't. So we wanted a fast start in both halves, and we didn't do that. We did the opposite of that, and that's not the type of game we wanted to play. And then, once we got into that game, we said, well, that's fine. We can play that game, and we didn't finish it. Questions?
Dan, pass rush, lack of a pass rush, and linebackers and pass coverage. How key are those?
No, I think the rush, we got to stay true to the rush plan itself, man. Just one more time, just close the pocket in on him. All right, don't give him anywhere to go, and somebody's going to get one here. But we can't rush high and let him run through unevaded. And it's just, man, discipline one more time. That's what we got to do. And then because the more we do that, then, man, you're covering all day long again. All right, so now, look, all in all, here's what's hard, right? Is defensively you look, and you're like, well, first drive of the game they go down, and then they're at the end, and I get that. But all in all, we played some pretty good defense. When you turn the ball over twice offensively where we did, that's tough. And, and that bit us. We're not good enough to turn the ball over. I know it was 3, but it was really 2 criticals and win the game. It looks like a thigh bruise. I'll know more tomorrow.
Aggression is such a part of who you are, your team's DNA with fourth downs. Talk about that. End of the half, the second half, you had a lot of time, 3 timeouts in your pocket. Didn't really seem like you went for it with the end zone. What was your mindset there at the end of the game?
Yeah, I wanted to take it as it came, and here's what I knew. They had 2 timeouts, and I did not want to give that ball back. That was number 1, do not give this ball back. Number 2, can we get down there far enough to score a touchdown? But and so I already had in my mind, if we get it to a certain point on 4th down, we will go for it. If not, we won't. So kick the field goal. I felt like our chances were really good in overtime, and it didn't work out.
This game was certainly different than the last 2 years against them, but is there something about the way they play or the things they do that's your kryptonite, for lack of a better word, or is there something that's making it tough on you?
No, they when they're able to stay in their plan, in their game plan, which, that's what I wanted to try to get them out of early. I wanted to see if we could put some pressure on them and get them out of that comfort zone. But if you allow them to do that, they're pretty good. They got enough schemes. Geno can function in offense very well. They do have weapons, and we could never quite do that,
And you mentioned the turnovers. Obviously crucial points in periods, spots on the field and points in the game. Just what happened on the golf pick, I guess, that
Yeah, I need to look at it again, but to me that was more on the route than it was golf. All right, this is why we work them over and over. You got to be decisive, man. You can't do that to your cue. So, but I'll know more tomorrow. I need to watch it in real time. I thought golf played really well, man. He looked comfortable, calm. I thought he was accurate. He threw the heck out of it, and he was in it. And I was really proud of the way he played. There was a number of guys I was proud of the way they played. It's just we made the critical errors in this game when you can't do that, and that'll get you beat every time.
When golf was on target like that, you had a lot of creative plays. The crowd was going bonkers. You're moving up and down. Did you feel like it was going to happen, or does that team just scare you in those situations?
What do you mean when you say?
Well, it looked like you guys were moving the ball almost at will.
Mm-hmm.
They always bounce right back.
Yeah, no, it didn't. That didn't scare me. It's just, we had our opportunities there again. Man, take the turnovers away. All of a sudden, man, we're in control of that game like we should be. But ultimately, you know what? They got the ball out. We didn't. And we put a tremendous amount of stress on our defense, when you do that. And we did. We had some, man, we had some really good opportunities that we just didn't capitalize from. And look, I know it stings, and those guys are disappointed. I'm disappointed. The staff is, but my gosh, man, this is good. We'll get a little humble pie here, and we got a real good opponent coming in next week, and they run it as good, if not better, than those guys, and they have better weapons, just all around. So,
Golf, but another person that really came up had to be Josh Reynolds. The way he played, the way golf got off 9-9 right at the start.
yeah, just speak on golf.
No, I was saying another player was
On Reynolds?
the way that he played and stepped up.
Yeah, Reynolds is really playing big for us right now. And look, Reynolds he's been a trusted target, reliable guy since he's really been here. You know, he just had some injuries last year that slowed him down a little bit at times. And but man, when he's healthy and he's going, I mean, he's somebody we have a lot of faith in.
Dan,
You just used the word humble pie. Can you elaborate on what you mean by that?
Yeah, I just think, you know, sometimes you don't know exactly where you're at until you're in it. And, you know, it's just, we come off a big win and, you know, you can always preach certain things, but man, you know, this is the NFL and these guys came in and they took that win, man. They earned it over there. And we did it. We did the mistakes that cost us, you know, and I don't want to say we weren't ready. I just, man, we have to make those plays in the moment and not just assume it's going to turn into the type of game you want it to. So, you know, we wanted to go in. We attacked it a certain way, and it didn't go that way, and that's okay because now you know you got to close it out at the end, and we weren't able to do that. So, look, we'll regroup, and you know, we'll get this stuff cleaned up, and I'll be better with the coaching staff, and we'll be great.
I want to go back to the end of the fourth quarter there. So you didn't want to give them the ball back. I'm just wondering, what's the balance there, giving them the ball back with 100 minutes to go versus maybe leading on a coin flip and depending on your defense in that situation?
Just give me that one more time. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you said at the end of the fourth quarter you didn't want to give them the ball back. You want to give them that extra possession to get a field goal or whatever. What's the balance there of leaning on your defense to defend them for a minute versus leading on a coin flip, trusting the coin flip to go your way and leading on your defense to hold them away from the field?
I think the best way to put it is there was a risk I was willing to take, depending on what that yardage was fourth down. Once it hit 4th and 3, it wasn't worth it anymore for me.
I think so you're just talking strictly fourth down. I'm talking about the whole duration of that drive. You had a minute 44 and 3 timeouts.
Yeah, to me, we had plenty of time to still score a touchdown. Yeah. It wasn't about the time to me. We ended up in a fourth down was more than we were. I never felt like we were crunched against the clock to score a touchdown. Is that what you're saying? I didn't feel that. We didn't feel that offensively. Because we still had time. We had timeouts, and it wasn't that. We didn't, you know, we weren't able to convert. It was really more of that. I felt like the time we were good. We were good.
It seemed like for the 3 quarters of the game, Jared barely got touched. I don't know if he went down. And then was that stretch where there were a couple of sacks, pressure on the interception, whether it was a route thing or not. Did something change? Did they do something differently? Suddenly turn it down?
No, never felt like they really, you know, look, they pressured a little bit more in a couple of situations, but really they had pressured us in a little bit earlier too. So there was enough sprinkle in there that we were able to handle. It just, in those moments, we didn't handle it real good, you know, where he got hit.
My tie did go out right at that point in time. How was the AAB? Was that the contributing factor to that little, 4 or 5 play stretch where they were getting some pressure?
No, and there again, look, I need to see the tape, but we got a lot of faith in Graham. You know, I mean, that's why he's here. So I didn't necessarily feel that, but I need to go back and watch everything. Vitae, I'll know more tomorrow. I'm not sure, you know. I can't give you a clear answer right now. The only one I could is I think Houston will be out for a little while.
And then you mentioned this sort of ties in with the humble pie, but kind of like the hype train going off the tracks, just like you said a few weeks ago. Is this necessary to rein in some of those expectations, or what do you think this does?
Man, I just think inadvertently it always, man, it really, it gets your focus back on there, man. We're on one track mind, man. Here's what it is. It's Atlanta. It's getting back to what we do. It's cleaning up all the little things and forget everything else, man. Because if we're not all collectively, me included, all of us just focused on what's right in front of us, man, then we're not all on the same page. And I just think that's what happens with loss. It stinks. It stinks to lose. It does. But, man, this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. And I know this, though. We got to get cleaned up in a hurry. We got some good opponents we got ready to face coming in.
More guys. The fourth down after Montgomery went out and ran a play action pass. Reynolds got tangled up with the cornerback. I think fans were looking for a pass interference. So what explanation did you get on that play for the officiating?
Tangled feet. So.
Do you have an explanation on the last play? Hutchinson looked like he was being held a bit.
No. I mean, look, they're going. Every crew's different, you know, and that crew they called it the way they call it, and we knew, you know, that was a crew that normally calls a lot of penalties, and you know, hey, that's up to them. And it to me, it should have never come down to that, you know. So I'm not using that. I'm not using any of them.
Did it feel
Last
like
one,
a missed
guys.
opportunity considering that both your offensive tackles were hurting this game? Did it feel like a missed opportunity that you guys didn't get to Gino more often, just one sack at the very end?
Yeah, you'd like to believe we could have applied a little more pressure, but I felt like we never really got him in that type of game consistently enough either, though. You know, so we let them continue to function in their offense, and they were better at it and just better on the day than we were overall. They didn't make those critical errors. You know, the turnovers are killers. I mean, I don't know how many times you guys have heard that, but you know, we got to get ours cleaned up.